welcome again to the SnoCo FC show. In our second episode today, we're going to talk about the relationship between the Snohomish County Football Club and Gala FC, a youth club in Snohomish and based out of Mill Creek. My name is David Falk, and I'm the general manager of the Snohomish County FC Steelheads and Silvers. And the guy on the other side of the screen is Daji Kessim, who's the technical director of soccer for the Steelheads and the men's head coach. And he will know better than anyone else about Gala FC because he is the founder and the director. How's it going today, Daji?
Good. How are you guys?
Yeah, doing good. Excited to talk about Gala, to see what's going on. I thought maybe we'd go right back to the beginning because was it 2012 or 13 that you founded Gala? Mm-hmm. Tell us about coming to Mill Creek and founding this youth club.
We actually originally started in Marysville area.
Oh, Marysville.
And then we kind of start moving towards Mill Creek area because we end up getting better quality fields and seemed like we were getting more and more players from the Mill Creek area. So we start making our base there, but we still have some trainings in Marysville, here and there. So before our North players, we got some players coming from Stanwood and Camino. So just to help them out, we try to get once a week training up north whenever we can. So, but yeah, it was a interesting startup, honestly, because I was always working for big clubs and I disagreed with some of the stuff, as in it seemed like if you don't have the money, you do not play at a high level. And I really wanted to help these low-income players and families and also minorities that doesn't get a chance to, play college soccer because they're not getting the right training at a young age. And so we were really focusing on making something happen with a club. We came up with a good board. I was in my former club, Legacy FC, and some of the parents that was really impressed with my training, they wanted to follow me when I left there. And some of them were board members up there, so they had experience being a board member. And the question was, do I open it as my LLC, as my club, or do I open it as a nonprofit? So just to make it more affordable for kids and we pay less taxes and everything else, we decided to go with the nonprofit. And also that, so I'm not running as a dictator. And so the people can give me their opinions. And I think I love having a board. Even when we disagree, we come up with the best decision for the club and for the kids. So I thought that was very important for us. It has its difficulties too, because it's really hard to find the right people to be on the board. And some people, when they get on the board, if they have kids in the club, sometimes they might have expectations their kids to be treated differently. And sometimes they just feel like they have more power now, they're a board member. So suddenly they get in a power trip. But majority of the time, we have really good board members, and some of them are still with us in a long term. We have actually Becky and Daryl hasn't had a kid in the club for like 3.5 years, and they're still running strong and helping us out. And I know it's been tough for them, but I'm really proud of them, and they've been amazing. They help so many kids as just like me, but I wouldn't be able to do it without them. And now Kim has been a big addition. She's been incredible, honestly. And without them, we wouldn't be able to achieve these goals. We have about 82 scholarships to colleges, and more than probably 45 of them is low-income kids that wouldn't be able to go to college and get education without the opportunity we give them. So I'm happy and I'm proud, and I might be making a lot less money, but I'm I'm satisfied with the changes that we're doing as a club in this area.
For people that might not be familiar with Gala, tell us the age levels of teams you have and how many or what league you play in and some of your rivals. Give us a feeling for that.
Yeah, so we are playing in PSPL.
Puget Sound Premier League.
Yeah, Puget Sound
Okay.
Premier League. We are connected to U.S. club soccer.
Okay.
So we can travel with our cards. We can travel and play outside the state without getting a new insurance. We're actually covered all around the country. And the reason we decided that is because state is a very organized league, RCL, but unfortunately it's about probably 10, 12 clubs. And if you're not one of those clubs, you have to go under them in your county. So you don't have the control to do the things that you want to do. So we decided to be more independent and go to US soccer. And I think, last 5 years, it's been growing dramatically. We have, teams like the CW Sounders, connected to Sounders. I think they are, some of the Spokane teams are a lot like probably the best teams in the state, really. Like when we're looking at the UW recruitment, they have so many players from Spokane and from those clubs. So I think the PSPL really growing. It's just that, my opinion, personal opinion, I wish that we could be all independent and combine together again, but still have our say as an individual small club. But that's not how it is right now. So that's why we're playing. During summer tournaments, we do play against RCL teams, and we enjoy beating them.
Mm-hmm.
We can, but we do play against PSPL and RCL teams. We like going outside the state once a year, but obviously with the pandemic, we couldn't do any summer tournaments. For the league, we play fall and spring season and sometimes state cup. But I've been more into, I'd rather play 6 to 8 games in spring than possibly playing a couple games and get kicked out and not getting enough games. I wanted the players to play as many games as possible. And so, we prefer the spring league, most of the time instead of the state cup.
And what you get, Gala starts at what age group? U9?
Oh, forgot. Yeah, so sorry. We do have a micro program. So that's 5 to 9 year olds. They train once a week and they get ready. We train them with a lot of technical stuff. And they are learning to be ready for the select tryouts. So it's been going really well, and from the numbers, we're probably gonna have a brand new girls team next year by March. So I'm excited about that. They're a really talented group, and we have a French former Gala player, a French gentleman. Is a trainer for that age group, and I hope that he takes over that team and then continues with them. So, and then we have U9, U10, and all the way up to U19, U20, and then we also have a professional boys program, and we're hoping to open a girls side by March as well.
Yeah. So this year, Gala should have been all excited and being part of double headers with the Snohomish County FC Steelhead men, because Gala FC Pro Focus Academy was awarded a spot in the Western Washington Premier League Second Division. And that was going to be your U19 and older men playing semi-pro ball for the first time. And we had teams in Port Angeles and in Lacey and in all sorts of places around the Northwest lined up. But of course, COVID came and kind of ended that. But we still want to talk about the new men's program that is really the reserve team for the Steelheads. Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit about why that was an idea that you really went for and making the connection with the Steelheads even stronger.
I mean, number one, we are already connected to Steelheads. Obviously, we are kind of like the feeding program of Steelheads. But when you keep there's a lot of talent in this area, and even though there's another program opened up, we still had a lot of people coming to us, and seeing about 20 players never getting playing time, and they could actually improve by learning and playing games. I thought that was an ideal thing for Gala to have a professional team to help with the Steelheads too. An ultimate goal, of course, those guys to be ready for Steelheads and colleges later on. And I think we already achieving that, even though we didn't have any games. We've been training nonstop since we opened that up. And I hope that our players are appreciative of all the hard work I'm giving as much as I can. We've been training 4 times a week with them. And they're also training once a week with the Steelheads guys whenever they come, and the Silvers girls when they come on Sundays. And there is a really good connection between the two programs. And I'm really happy with like the respect level from the players, for the Steelheads players to Gala players, and Gala players to Steelheads players. When we are not a big club, so we are trying so hard to market ourselves so people know about us. It's so nice when some of our Steelheads guys are sharing that tryout information in Facebook or Instagram, and like they always care. They like these guys and they want to help out Gala, and it feels amazing that we have that kind of family environment. But a couple days ago when we talked, David, one thing you mentioned that was stick to my head. We don't pressure anybody to stay with us. If we want to have fun, we want to learn, we want to get better, and if they want to go somewhere else, they can. But like we're not going to bash anybody else. And I think that's the same idea with Gala. We're really trying to do the right thing for the players. And I think our existence has been helping a lot of the low-income community. So I'm glad we exist, and I'm glad Steelheads exist. So they're putting our name out there, because I'm volunteering my time to help Gala and help Steelheads, so we can put their name out there for the Gala club to grow, and so we can help. And I'm not saying we're only a low-income club. We do have different levels of economy classes in the club. We just want to grow and help more people as much as we can. But when some of the clubs spend $20,000 on a marketing, putting signs everywhere, we have like $500 to spend, if that, for marketing. So anything we do out there to change people's minds, and soccer community can be really brutal. People say the most meanest things about people without having any backup to the story. Yeah. Like I am the evil guy because I'm loud, but I know my players don't think that way about me. And I know that I've been called, even though like from outside, I seem to be this mean guy and my club looks like that. But my players invite me to their weddings as their witness, or I was invited to be a best man. And I have emails coming in and messages coming in from 10 years later, thanking me about their job they got, and they feel like they owe it to me because I never, settled for them. I told them, never settle for yourself, always push forward, always want more. And I think my job right now is clear those gossips and show the world. And I am capable of doing more. Gala is capable of doing more, and Steelheads is capable of doing a lot more than what people give us credit for. And we definitely not a hostile club, all of us. None of us are hostile, as people try to make it so people don't come to us. I hope that is going to change by our actions.
Yeah, and having a show like this will give people a chance to see our faces, and they'll maybe learn new things about both clubs and about who we are, and the fact that our operation is pretty much really focused on the pitch and getting the most that we can out of the players with very little money being exchanged, because we value things beyond that. And neither one of our clubs was established to have full-time employees in offices and things like that. They were meant to be heavy on the soccer and light on the business side. But having said that, that doesn't mean both sides aren't worth supporting. And when it comes to the Steelheads and the Silvers, for anyone in the community coming out to a match and, you know, maybe seeing someone they know or enjoying a high level of soccer in Snohomish, and even if you're not connected to Gala or the Steelheads, just seeing what it's like. And, you know, it's a cool chance in our county to support soccer as a spectator. So once we get playing again, we'll start promoting and ramping up for our games that come. But one thing I was going to ask you is about the philosophy of soccer for Gala FC, because you don't have to get super technical, but you do have formations that you like, and you have a certain style of play that you teach the kids so that as they go through, they maybe will catch on to it when they get into their teen years. And then you brought that into the Steelheads too. Yeah. So describe what that looks like.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a common system. You don't really find it in US as much, but in Italy and Germany, it's more like you can see it. It's a 3-back system. And we played at a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3, and depends on what's happening in the game. And even starting from micros to all the way to U19s, we start teaching the style. And we focus on defense first, and not getting scored on easy goals. And then we also focus on attacking combinations, especially accuracy and efficiency with the limited times that we attack. But, you know, there's been times, of course, we press hard and we press high, and we are also training that too. When we want to score a lot of goals, we are also training that as well. One thing that is we're known, I've been hired by colleges before, and you know, I work with my pro teams in indoor and outdoor before. It's set plays. So all our club and Steelheads know the same set play. So when I call a name, they know what they're gonna do. And it's exciting for the young kids. Last year when they came to our games, they're like, I know that set play. You know, they're calling that one. Like, I know that one. And Steelheads honestly scored, I don't remember the percentage right now, but I'm pretty sure like over 70% of our goals are from set plays, throw-ins, corners, free kicks. So we really focused on that, and Steelheads was really successful with that. And honestly, we should have beat Timbers with that last year with a couple of our set plays. And we won the league leading Crossfire with one of our set plays again.
Yeah, we gave up 6 goals in 10 games. That's 0.6 per game. And the previous champion had, I think, given up 8 goals, or maybe it was more. So as the defending champs, we also have the best goals against record in league history so far. So something for us to consider. But how does the 3-4-3 or the 3-5-2 play into that tight defense?
You know, 3-5-2 is mainly a little bit more defensive. 3-4-3 is a little bit more offensive, and we tried that last year because of the players we had with Steelheads. And then when I did that change with the Steelheads, I changed it with Gala too. So the players coming up, they can get used to that system. Because before, a year ago, I go back and forth with the 3-4-3. But when the Steelheads had players like Carlos and Jason.
Carlos Rodriguez, Jason
Stein, and also Randy Galvan, that type of players to play outside, you know, skillful, quick, in small areas, especially Fabian Panduro. Those guys made it very clear for me that I need more wing play in the offense. And then we put a big target forward up there. So with that, it was really simple decision. And then because the Steelheads changed it to that, if we're going to be the you know, feeding program, we start focusing on the 3-4-3 as much as we can too, so they can get used to playing and creating those players for Steelheads. and maybe hopefully in the future for silvers for the girls.
It seems like maybe that formation sometimes creates a surprise leading scorer, or maybe it depends on the players you have. But last year, Rio Alcorta was the leading scorer, and he was not a defensive forward, but he was
Defensive mid.
Defensive mid, right?
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Oh, so he was a D mid.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically had the job of overlapping when he could, and he got some penalty kick goal conversions, but he also had some from the run of play. So.
Yeah, he's an outstanding player, and honestly, Rio and I didn't start in a good term right away because he was a forward. He tried out as a forward, and he wasn't moving the way I wanted him to move. And then one practice, I moved him to try him in D mid because he was such a good distributor. But with the system we play, he wasn't used to playing a center forward that is running all over the place. So when we tried him in practice as a D mid, he was just wow. And then suddenly we realized we just got gold in there. He became this distributor and defensive player that cut all the attacks before he even got to our defense. So I was like, this is it. That's the guy. That's my leader. That's my captain. And that's my right-hand man now. So Rio really is an incredible player. And I think he scores a lot of goals because he's also a big part of the set plays. And he knows where to go and where to be, and as well as, of course, our penalty shooter. So I think, he's an outstanding all-around player, all around. But our defensive record has a lot to do with, Rio's performance. And I know you and some of the other fans wanted to see a more offensive role, but I can tell you, without Rio in the defensive mid, I don't think we would have achieved the same success last year. So thank you, Rio, for your performances.
Yeah, and we saw some younger Gala guys near the end of the year give us glimpses of an offense that maybe can come eventually from the production of the connection with the youth club. Jason Stein is a good example, and he is now going up to Western Washington University to play for the Vikings in D2 in the GNAC. So he'll get a lot of experience there, and hopefully we'll sometimes see him back there in a kit too.
Yeah.
So congrats on, I know you trained Jason individually, and he was a Gala guy, and he helped you win some summer tournaments over the Sounders and other teams. So congrats on that. But as we wrap up this show this time around talking about Gala FC, I wanted you to take this opportunity to talk about the recent open tryouts for indoor soccer, because the Steelheads are going indoor, and our next show is going to talk all about that. But the tryouts came, and there were a lot of signups, and we had a good group of players. But when we looked at that roster, what did we see, Daji? Gala FC, Gala FC, Gala FC. And the coach saying these guys are trained and these guys only need to learn about indoor. They don't need to learn about soccer.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, I thank you, Jim, for giving a compliment to the program, Gala program. I told you guys we were going to support each other, and we did. And we brought a lot of Gala players, and they're proud to try out. And we also did have some Gala players, like you said, from the Steelheads program, like Jason. He's not going indoor because of the college right now, but like Randy, I think probably will come. Fabian might come. We don't know if he's going to do it or not. Carlos Rodriguez is actually a former Gala guy too, and a Gala coach. So I think those guys have already been there with Steelheads. And now the new generation is coming in. They are excited about trying out, and they understand that we are one club. And so they're supporting the program. And we're also excited about the rest of them not playing for Steelheads to have friendly games against the Steelheads indoor team. And we are excited about that opportunity as well. So, I mean, these guys are good kids. Number one, like, we were really careful about watching their attitudes, what they do in their personal lives, suggestions about what they put in their Facebooks and Instagrams, and how they behave as a player, because we want to open their way to the next level. And I mean, I don't know if you're aware, but a lot of college coaches, before they recruit a player, they go to their social media and see if these kids are drinking, partying all the time, and what type of personality they have. And once they see some of the stuff, they change their mind. They're not going to give this kid a scholarship if this kid is having drinking, an 18-year-old boy or a girl, partying all the time. They lose, their chance to get that scholarship. So their personal life, everything it matters. And I think I was excited to send them the Steelheads indoor program, good players with good attitudes that is willing to learn, because indoor game is not familiar game for me. Jim, when we interviewed him, he was very confident. He knows the game well. And I think the boys will learn a lot from him. And technically and some of the other stuff, I can always help them out outside, or I have helped in the last couple of years. I think they will be good additions to them. Like, it's going to be hard work for them to understand indoor, though. It's a completely different sport. It's almost like you train somebody to play, that what is that called when they play the hockey on grass?
Not lacrosse, but field hockey.
Lacrosse, yeah.
No, field hockey.
But lacrosse is a better example, honestly.
Oh, okay.
You learn lacrosse. I teach them amazing lacrosse. Let's just say they're so good lacrosse players, but then we send them to hockey. It's very similar, but it's not the same sport. It almost feels like that. They need to learn how to respond to the ice. In this case, how to respond to the wall. And it's a very different sport. So I hope most of them will be successful. And if they do not become successful, our door is open to them. Obviously, they can always come back and just play outdoor. But we want them to try it. We want them to give it a try and give Jim a try to become a member of this indoor team for the Steelheads.
And as we say goodbye, Gala FC is such an important part of what the Steelheads are doing. From the very beginning, you've been around. You've brought pennies and soccer balls from Gala FC, and you've helped the Steelheads when we didn't have anything. So we're just excited that this relationship continues. And of course, on future shows, we'll talk more about Gala FC and what they're doing with the Steelheads, and sometimes what they're doing on their own too. So Daji, thanks for giving us kind of some history behind the club. And we look forward to the next time that we get to chat about Gala FC. So thanks everyone for watching, and next time we see you, we started talking about indoor, but we're going to go full indoor because there were open tryouts recently. So look forward to our next SnoCo FC show about the new indoor Steelheads men. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, guys.